Make sure to be a member on the channel, link is in the description. Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. So let's thank our members Silami, Astropub and Patrick Bronovsky, I think. And all the other members on the fish pad. And thank you, it maintains the channel, it helps a lot. Make sure to subscribe and let's get into it. So today we have a video on the MiG-21Bis-SAU, the German one, and we are going to fly it on simulator. I didn't have enough time to actually make one of those longer videos on simulator, So I hope you guys don't mind, but it's a quick one, 6 kill game, very quick sortie, and ended up being kind of a very fun little game that I did. One of the things that you have to think about when flying this aircraft. A lot of people are complaining and saying that this aircraft is hard to fly and stuff. Not complaining, but just, yeah, it's a little bit hard. Obviously harder than an F-14 or the MiG-23 or something like that. Because obviously the RWR is very, very limited, the radar is very limited. You ended up being just a dogfighting machine, you just have IR missiles, even though you can use the R3Rs. I advise to use the R13s and the R60s, which are way better than that. And yeah, it becomes kind of a thing of you have to think a little bit more, Obviously, we didn't enter it in the 4th gen properly yet, So one of the main aircraft that can fly high and get people high is the F-14. But an aircraft like this, if you do that, you probably will end up dead against Phoenix. So my objective here and my strategy here was to just fly around very close to the deck, very near the mountains and stuff. As you see, I saw something capturing the base, the airspace there, and I detected him on the radar. As you see, the radar is not that bad, but yeah, it's very limited. It could help me a lot, but it's a way of you to know if it's an enemy or a foe, basically, in these day combat areas. So as you see, one line there on the radar, so it means that is an enemy. It is an AV-8 if I'm not mistaken. So get a good lock, Fox 2, and just wait for the missile. I decided to prepare other missile, but I splashed that guy. So yeah, I didn't want to just maintain the position capture just because we were a lot we were outnumbered by the F-14s and F-4s and stuff. So I just wanted to fly low again. So before anybody else was attacking me, I didn't know if there were anybody else here. So I just dove down to the deck again, to the middle of the mountains, as you see. And this will be the tactic. You will end up trying to find people by the eye, normally. Sometimes you can get people with the radar, but normally just by the eye, And yeah, the radar helps a lot in the clouds, with the clouds and stuff. So it's not that it's not useful, but it's not the greatest the radar ever. Obviously, 60s radar, very limited. But yeah, the one thing that it's good on this aircraft is the power to weight and stuff like that. I mean, at low altitudes, it is using the second stage afterburner, if I'm not mistaken. So if you fly lower than 4,000 meters, I think, you have a lot of power in this aircraft. It is very, very fast and very nimble, very light. I think this is the best aircraft for you to um, fly if you don't know how to use the BVR stuff and stuff like that. I think it's even better than the F5, but that can be argued against it. A lot of people like the F5, but I really enjoy the MiG-21s. You just have the power to just out accelerate and do everything else with an F5. So yeah, we're just trying to find another people, and I found one guy there, but he was a friend, so I decided to obviously not shoot him down. As you see, the two lines on the right side and the radar means that it is a friendly, so yeah, you have to always think And always use, I mean, a lot of people can mark them up in the map and stuff like that, but to be honest, with an IFF and a radar, you can identify everybody. And some people say that there's a bug occurring that you can actually see a friendly as a foe on the radar, but to be honest, I had never had that bug. Like, I think people are just not paying attention properly, but it's just something that it never happened to me. Maybe it's a ground clutter and it hides one of the lines of the friendlies, but there's a lot of people that kill friendlies in simulator and complain about that. And but to be honest, for me, never happened. I always detect a friend, an enemy, you know. So yeah, but the objective here, obviously, flying low in the mountains, as I said, it is to get people by surprise. And a lot of people, a lot of kills that I'm going to get, they're just by surprise, as you're going to see. Just because I'm flying low, identify as an enemy, as you see, R13M, and I fired a missile. Was a bad shot because he was cold and he was very fast, so the missile won't get him. But yeah, I still have him on the radar, still having a look on him. So yeah, a lot of people will not see you coming because you are flying low. You know, most of the radars will have problems at low altitudes. But even a radar like the F-14, if he's firing a Phoenix or stuff like that, with the RWR you can notch and you will be alright, you know. So just trying to get a little bit closer. And Fox 2 again, R13. And a splash, a 4J. So yeah, getting people by surprise is the main thing with this aircrafting simulator, to be honest, because you just don't have the capabilities of flying high and not getting people like that, you know. So it is a tactic that it was used in Vietnam, and of course there we know we not we, but they had the GCI and the ground controls and stuff, the radars, to help them guide themselves to the target with the radar off. But obviously we don't have these here. I want to actually fly this aircraft on DCS. I have it on DCS and I want to test it out on the Cold War server soon. So make sure to subscribe to see that. But there we have a ground control, uh, you know, intercepting. I don't know what GCI stands for, but anyway, we have the GCI there, the UX and stuff, and it helps a lot with identifying where the targets are, because this is the way that the aircraft is supposed to be used, you know. Remember, the MiG-21 didn't have a good radar because of that, you know. They didn't put a good radar to save weight, basically, but yeah, identify the target there. But because of that reason alone, because every time the MiG-21 was supposed to be flying, there is supposed to be a GCI controlling the aircraft, a radar, taking a look, you know. So yeah. So as you see, an F-14 there, and I kind of messed it up the launch, but he didn't see us. And Fox 2 again. Too close for him to actually evade the missile. F-14 destroyed. So this, as you see, it is the best tactic with this aircraft. Once we get more aircraft that are capable to actually fly, I mean, the MiG-23, you can do that. I think it's alright. The F-14, obviously, the Vegan, there are some aircraft that can fly high, but most of the aircraft that you fly, the F-5, the MiG-21, the best tactic is just to fly low and try to intercept people by the deck, you know, trying to find the heat seekers so that they don't see you coming and stuff. So yeah, but it was a very good kill, three easy kills, and we continue with our sortie. But yeah, as I was saying, the tactic in real life was supposed to be like this. So the aircraft would have an advantage of having a very good data link back in the day, and even though it was the 60s and stuff and 70s, they had a data link with the MiG-21 and the MiG-23, but it was kind of a different one. It was a data link for intercepting, so interceptions, you know, so the ground control would control the aircraft and tell the aircraft to go to a certain area, and in that area the the pilot would just turn on the missiles and fire the missiles basically, and control the engine if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, they were supported heavily on the ground control. So always remember why Russians aircraft, especially from the 60s and 70s, these light Mikoyans especially, they have very quote unquote bad radars, you know. Of course, even though the PVO received the MiG-25 and aircraft like that, they had a very powerful radar. They still used the ground control because it always helps. You know, everybody uses that. You know, the Americans as well, and everybody uses that. But it's just the thing that the Russians actually developed a doctrine behind the aircraft itself with that. You know, so the MiG-21 has these things with that. So yeah, I detected an enemy there. He was following one of the friends that I detected also a little bit before. So F104 now. As you see, that was kind of a lucky one, you know. I was just flying around, I detected something there, and I saw that it was a friendly, but then the enemy just appeared out of nowhere. So very good kill, very good kill. Fourth one, I think, and yeah. So we continue the search for targets behind enemy lines and very down below. It helps a lot. As you see, nobody detected us. Nobody was actually trying to get us. You know, we were just flying around and getting people by surprise, which is a very easy thing to do with this aircraft. To be honest, another thing that I have to say is that because we were very heavily outnumbered by the enemies, there were like 8 enemies and 3 of us, because the nature of having the F-14 and not having a counter to it, everybody wants to play the F-14, you know. But it is just a little bit easier to get kills, you know, because the probability of you getting kills, it's a lot higher than them, because they have less targets to actually follow. It's one of the reasons, especially together with a lot of good tactics, ground control units, and a lot of things. And just for you to know, I didn't shoot that because it was an IL-28 and it was a bot, so I wasn't going to waste my last missile on that. But anyway, I mean, this together with the good GCI, good pilots, good training, and very good training on guerrilla type tactics with the MiG-21 made that the North Vietnamese got a lot of aces and a lot of kills in Vietnam, and they had the most amount of those kills and those aces just because of that. You know, the good tactics, good ground controls, and everything like that, together with having to be outnumbered and using a guerrilla type tactic, made them very effective at destroying F-105s, all the bombers, and also some F-4s and stuff like that. So yeah, it has very interesting tactic, and it has a very cool history behind it. Funny thing is that I'm actually on Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken, on the map. So yeah, correct tactic, you know. So as you see, the RWR is detecting something on the 12 o'clock, and I didn't realize it. I was flying directly to a target and he just flew past me. So we are merged. I thought it was an F5, but it is actually a hunter, but still. I thought it was an F5, so I went vertically a little bit so that I can maintain a little bit of energy when I return back. Try to not pass out. The missile is ready. All aspect, of course, and he was trying to just fly away. I don't know what he was doing, because he just, I mean, he had a chance of getting me with the in a dogfight, you know. It is a very capable aircraft in the dogfights, but we are close enough. R60 out and splash another one. It was a Swift, not a hunter. So yeah, very good kill. I mean, it's not the most effective fighter that I destroyed, but still, an enemy is an enemy, a kill is a kill. So this is the ace, And the last kill, I actually was looking for a target, and as you're going to see, just to be honest, sorry about that guy, because yeah, I saw the guy there and I thought it was an A10, didn't have missiles, wasn't going to go head on with it because of the cannon, but I ended up doing a mistake at the end of this dogfight. So sorry to the guy about that, but he actually did the same as me, and I got the kill anyway. So yeah, this is the last kill. So yeah, let's take a look. So vertically again, as you see, obviously not gonna outrate an A10 initially, at least, so not gonna make sure of that. We don't have any missiles, so we have to go for the guns. As you see, that was a stupid mistake, but alright, you know, he continued the turn, so I just continued my turn as well. But as you're going to see, because of the straight wings, he can he's out-turning me a little bit, you know. So yeah, the nose is coming towards me. I was kind of afraid of that, and yeah, good kill, but I didn't manage to avoid him. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I see you guys on the next one. Bye guys, hope you enjoyed.